What's going on, people? The #1 talk platform in UK music right now. We're not for the radio.
Yeah.
NFTR, make sure you hashtag, make sure you subscribe, tweet, and all that. All right, so myself, Viz, Posty, Chams in the building. She's been listening to that Solange album.
Don't touch my hair.
Check out the new hairstyle, dough. And we've got a rap legend in the building, South London legend, rapper, poet, Jaja Soze. What's happening?
Yeah, bro.
All right, so we can't mention your name without mentioning PDC, obviously,
of course,
man. Who started PDC and how did it start?
Well, everyone always asks how it started kind of on the road. It wasn't even like a put together thing. It was like some of the older 28s on the road. There was a crew called 28s in Brixton. They used to, some of them used to always say like pill them when they're robbing. So it was like a robbery term. Pill them is like a patwa term for robberies. You know what I'm saying? So we was like the young bucks running around below them, and I went to jail like when I was 15, and then I used to write my friend Asher Montana, and he used to always, at the end of the letter, he was writing pill them. I was like, well, what's that? And he was like, yeah, pill them crew, that's the thing. And I was like, alright, bro, that's the thing, yeah. So we kind of like, when we came out of prison, 1998, I came out of prison for my first sentence, and we said, well, you know what? While I was in jail, we were saying, when we come out, we're going to do the rap thing and whatever. And we done our first mixtape, 1998. It was on a cassette tape.
What was that called?
That was called, I can't remember what the song, there's a song that we put out called Fugged Out, All Out. That was like our estate anthem. And everyone just went mad for it. And from then, that's when I knew we had something. Because at the time, there was no street estate rappers. I think there was SAS was they was doing stuff, and there's like about 5 people that was doing rap stuff. So there was no one from like estates doing nothing, no one at all. So when we came out, it was like, wow. It was like Americans was doing all their mixtapes and that. So a lot of people took a big liking to us.
Was you rapping in an American accent?
Yeah, I was an original American accent, man. I was a don for that.
I remember.
So I grew up straight listening to like NWA. I grew up on like proper. I was a hip hop fan from young. I'm saying, so I grew up on like old school reggae and hip hop straight. So, but also because I grew up in like a Rasta movement when I was younger, I always had a revolutionary background in me. So, but yeah, I just took to the American thing straight away. Cause I didn't know about no UK people at all, like none. I just knew straight American. So that kind of, I was like, yeah, bam, I'm going that way with it. I got a lot of stick for that as well, so I got stick for that.
You did get stick, but you stuck it through though.
Yeah,
I remember you got a bit of a...
I got bare stick.
And then you was like, nah, I'm still going to do this.
At first, I didn't get no stick.
This is very positive.
At first it was good. It was good. It was like, yeah, bam, bam, we're going in there. We're like, yeah, it was a good look. But then, after that now, it's like...
Ignore these lot.
Yeah, no. Why was you late for them all, Chams? Was you late for everyone's thing? Why was you late today? Please tell me.
I was actually informed very late about this, and I was very busy, and I made it a priority to be here.
Late though. Was you late for Wiley's?
Was you early?
Was you late for Wiley's interview?
Was Wiley early for his one?
Listen, Wiley was early.
Yeah, Wiley's always on time.
Wiley, for both interviews, he's been early.
No, it wasn't, because I walked out to go collect Wiley.
Oh, so she was late?
Didn't?
Yes, I did. Did I not walk up to Vapiano's to go collect Wiley?
Yeah, but he'd been there for time.
No, he hadn't been there for time.
Downstairs.
Listen,
I went to meet him.
Oh yeah, hold on. Wait,
You're not talking about the second interview.
Don't bait up the location. Anyway, don't bait up the location. Nah, I swear to you, he was here early both times. Swear to you.
You can't swear because he wasn't.
He was saying, all right, because Jaja's when you come late for me. See, I'm gonna.
No,
we're gonna have to have words. We're gonna have to have words.
Anyway,
I'm saying to you.
So you're not just trying to set me up. I don't know what's wrong with you.
That was kind of like how it kind of all come together. I was in prison, kind of came out, done a first mixtape. A lot of people now come and say they got a mixtape on an actual cassette tape. That's how long ago it was. I'm saying so, and then it caused a big buzz, and it was we kind of was doing that kind of underground street thing for a while, and then I went to prison again. And then I came out in 2004, and that's when when I come out, Channel U was just starting. So that was kind of the foundation of PDC, where it started from.
And in terms of, like, you said that you went to jail the first time, and you just came out and decided that you was gonna, you're gonna take music seriously. Like, what was it that made you decide this is the time for us?
You know, when I was in jail the second time, I just saw loads of like lifers and that, like big men lifers and that. And I was just thinking, no, these are the men that I used to look up to when I was on road. Like, I was thinking, nah, these man look bummy, man. Like, these man look kind of dead out. You get me? I was thinking, nah, I can't be like this. So I said, you know what? One white guy, mate, he was doing life. And he said, well, he just saw something in me. He said, you know what, you're not like the rest of these lot. You can do something else. So he said, well, use something you got and try and go forward with it. So the only thing I had was PDC, like the man them. So I just started thinking, how can I get things together and whatnot. I didn't know about business planning and all that, so I done a business plan in prison, and then I just used PDC. And I went to the education department. I said, okay, this is my crew, PDC. I need to make it legal. What can I do? And then me and the teacher was going back and forth for long, and we come up with the label. I said, I do music. She said, okay, you should start a label. So we done a whole business plan around it, and that was kind of like, that's how it come as a business structure.
Who were the original members of the rap crew, PDC?
PDC, the main ones was, the original foundation PDC was me, Montana, Shaq Corleone, DVS, Quinny, Birdie, Naja. Who else I've forgotten? Did I say Quinny? I said Quinny, innit?
It was Temps.
Temp Man. And who else was there? That was like the main set of PDC.
What's going on? Yeah, go on.
So as like an entourage of people, because some of them have their own movements now as well, like, were you all actually friends at the time?
Yeah. We was
It wasn't just music?
No, it wasn't. No, we was like some of them was like friends, little brothers, and they all grew up together. I'm saying to you, so most of them was all grew up together from the school days.
And what's the relationship now with those original 9?
Yeah, it's still cool. Not all of us speak. We don't really see eye to eye, but it's not like beef and nothing like that. But it's just like they're on their direction. I guess it was a time when everyone kind of just thought they could do other things. And yeah, so everyone went there on. You know, everyone always has their own ideas and everyone wants to be their own boss kind of thing. So everyone's kind of goes on their different roads. But yeah, everyone's doing their thing. And that with that as well, a lot of us was, at the time when we came out, the music wasn't thriving. We couldn't, it was hard. It was hard to like see now everyone's on like radio, it's calm. But them times there, it was a big thing to get your song on radio. Like it was different, a whole different ball game. It was kind of hard, and we was the only ones at the time that was doing like kind of street music and talking about certain stuff that we was talking about. So
who was the most prominent out of you guys at the time? Like who was? Because I'm not from South, innit? But obviously, at that time, your buzz probably began in South before the internet was all crazy. Like who were the streets really feeling at the time?
At the first, I think the first. When it first, the first in the end of the 90s, it was me, Montana, and Birdie. Us, we was popping, and then when like 2004, Temp Man, when Temp Man was like he was just going wild, like everyone's going mad. Yeah,
I remember
seeing
this stuff on like Media Massacre and those kind of.
He had a massive buzz, and
places.
everyone always says, "Oh, we should have been bigger than we was, and this should have happened and that should happen." But we was on the streets at the time, so we was also dealing with court cases, and there was a lot of stuff going on at the time. So like we was trying to do music in between people having court cases and getting 10-year sentences and life sentences, and we was really in the mix of all that as well.
How would you describe your life at that time? Because there was a lot of noise around you. Like, I think like you had so much music out as well. The volume of music was crazy, but I think you lot weren't getting played in certain places.
Yeah.
Like, so video channels wouldn't play your videos, radio stations wouldn't play your music. You lot are in beef with other areas in South London and that, as you said, court cases. What was life like for you? How would you describe life at that time for you?
It was not, see, when I first came out of prison, it was all right. It was like, I came out straight to like, we had, one of my friends died, so I come out straight to problems. Like, the first day I came out was problems straight away. So when I come out of prison, it was problems straight away. So I kind of came out with that mentality, but also still had my business mentality, and I wanted to do good. I was saying, so what we had, when we first put the videos on Channel U, that it was all good. We had like, I think we had like 4 videos back to back on Channel U that used to come on, and that kind of like made our buzz get even much bigger. And then I went there one day and they told me that Trident had gone there and told them that they're promoting active gang members and whatnot, and then that kind of scared them. I'm saying, so we kind of had from there, it kind of was, I was trying to sort out fixing that problem, but we also had problems on the streets, and then the police wanted to ban us, and so I was trying to deal with a lot of stuff at the same time, so I couldn't and I was trying to be a businessman at the same time of all this stuff. So it was kind of like, and because at the same time we didn't have there was no A&Rs or no one to kind of like say, you know, Jad, you should be doing this or you should be doing that. There weren't no one to do that. So I was kind of learning on my own, and that was hard. So I was making loads of mistakes. I didn't know that you had to go and speak to like an A&R or go to a radio plugger. I didn't know what a radio plugger was. So I'm going to DJ and saying, I cannot play my tune. Like, I'm going mad on them, and they're coming back, like that's spreading. And then they say, nah, Judge is too, like, so everyone's avoiding me because they say, nah, Judge is coming too greasy. But I didn't know the system, there was certain blueprint that you got to go down. I didn't know about radio plugger. I'm seeing Westwood, I'm saying, oh, Westwood, badding him up.
What is your relationship with Westwood now that we're speaking about Westwood?
Me and Westwood has always been rocky with Westwood, but I'm saying, I went to his show one time and he apologized to me about certain things that he didn't push us, I believe, on purpose, because there were certain little issues that we had in that. But yeah, like
what? Like,
okay, for one instance, I remember one time we was in there was a rave there was a big club. Is it East Forth or something? In North London? There's what's it called again? But he was playing there anyway, and I went there. I needed one of my songs played, one of the PDC songs played, so I was like, West was playing, kind of like surrounded the decks. And
so you've gone there to bully people?
Yeah, it wasn't even a bully, but that's how I only knew how to get to the DJ. I don't know the DJs, I don't know no one that knows DJs, so I had to go that way. We're coming from the road directly, we don't know no A&Rs, no business people, so only way I can go there is go somewhere where I see your name on a flyer, I'm going there tonight, I'm gonna go find him. And I went to him, I said, well, Westwood, and it's kind of a bit bullish, you get me? And saying, so I think from doing that couple of times, I see Trevor Nelson and approach him kind of like that as well back in the days, and I approach a couple other people.
No, but Trevor Nelson's Mr. Smooth,
that's man. What I'm saying to you, but that's not. See Trevor, you know,
cool brother.
Guess why I like Trevor, yeah? Because when I spoke to him, I saw him one time, and I was like, yeah, Trevor. My name Judge is like, yeah, I know who you are.
And he's playing an R&B set, and you've come with this rhythm, and you're like, listen, play this after Jodeci or whatever it is.
I saw Trevor in like a little private club, and he come pull me to one side, and he said, you know what, I know who you are, I know what you lot are doing, but he said, you know what, I'm not pushing that kind of music. He told me straight, and that's why I always had respect for him, because he didn't know. Some DJs would just take it and say, all right, yeah.
Didn't shuffle.
But he said, you know what, I'm not playing that. Like straight, I don't play that music. And you know what, he said it, and he didn't know what kind of reaction he was gonna get. I saw it in his eyes, but you know what, I respected that. I've always had respect for people like that, and so I just left. I said, yeah, cool. He said, I hope you do well, and I hope you're successful at what you're doing. And I'm saying,
it's mad. You'll be surprised about how many like crews your age group did that though, mobbing, turning up to garage raves, jungle raves, hip hop raves, and like that. You know, that's how you get your music played and shit, like almost bullying. But speaking of bullying, grime bully. Why did you make that? Was that serious?
That wasn't even. No, it was. Yeah, it wasn't serious. It was serious to an extent, because I'm personally, I speak my mind.
Talk about what you was talking about in that song first of all.
I can't remember, but I know I went at a lot of people that song. But you know, it was. Yeah, no.
You can remember, because that weren't that long ago.
Grime bully.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago for you not to remember.
It's about 5 years ago.
He remembers.
Remember what I said in the song? I remember I hit up everyone, but not the actual lyrics.
Okay,
but I remember like the main overall of the song, and I know why I done it.
Why did you do it?
So you know why I done it, yeah? Because there was a time, yeah, where when we was coming through with the rap thing, there was no acknowledgement of it. And then what happened? Everyone was like, nah, you have to keep it from these rap guys. And then the grime MCs started coming through rapping, and they was winning awards and that. I'm like, raw, that's how's that? I was mad. I was like, nah, that's cold. We got shut down, like feds. They raided record shops for our CDs. Like, we got shut down on another level. And then I'm seeing the grime artists come through rapping. I'm saying, and they're winning awards, winning mobiles. Like, the grime MCs are even doing grime and winning the hip hop award section. I'm saying, how is that possible? How come the industry is not even looking at that? Like, you got the grime artists, they're doing grime, but they're in the rapping. They're with like, there's selection of rappers, and they're all in there. Like, how? And them times there's rappers on road. There was loads of rappers doing stuff that time. There was Joe Blacks, there was Blade, there was black of us doing rapping at that time. And grime MCs was winning the rap sections. I didn't understand that, so I was mad.
But that wouldn't necessarily be... Okay, obviously maybe in hindsight now you probably feel different because you're older now. No?
About what?
About that sort of thing. Like an award show categorizing grime as rap. It's not exactly the genre's fault.
Yeah.
It would be the award show's fault. So why would he not?
No, but what was my thing? Yeah, the rappers wasn't at that time. The grime MCs at that time weren't reaching out to no one. They wasn't really. They was just doing their thing and taking it happily. Like yeah,
but
where rappers, they was taking it happily. Like they was all saying that they're happy to take the rap things. So I was saying okay, but you lot are not acknowledging that there's a bag of rappers and you lot are doing grime MCs. You lot are grime MCs.
But why should they? Like, think about it. If I'm being presented with an award, I'm going to take the award. I'm not going to say, oh, no, it's okay. I'm going to give it to these lot because these lot have been doing rap.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I don't mean that take the actual award. Not the award. They can take their awards. I'm not disputing that. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they shouldn't get the award. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be... I'm just giving that example. I'm saying what it was, we was rapping and putting a lot of work in. A lot of the rappers were putting a lot of work in, and the grime MCs was going and taking the shine for a lot of the rap culture that we was putting a lot of work in for. I'm saying to you, and no one wasn't getting the acknowledgement of it at the time. I'm saying to you.
I think for you it's probably even more frustrating because you put a lot of work into the infrastructure. So putting together a collective of people.
That's what it was about.
I've got to disagree with you. I don't think it's justified, but I can see that obviously if you're creating something from nothing and obviously a different genre which is related, I think grime is our version of hip hop. Do you understand this?
No, I don't.
I'm not getting into that one.
I think it is.
No, I don't think it is. I remember grime come from a total different.
But it's rapping on a beat.
Grime's British and it's grime. Is what it is. It's that sound. Like okay, you had like garage MCing. Garage MCs like Meg and them, like, they was all garage MCs. Like they was garage MCs rapping to a different pace. Like it was a different thing. That wasn't rapping. Or that wasn't hip hop.
Yeah, but grime is you could do grime in 16 bar, 8 bars. A grime song.
Yeah, that's saying to you. But a lot of music's like that. So you can go and start saying junglers and all that as raps. It comes from that kind of where people have got their inspiration from hip hop.
I think grime's grime and hip hop's hip hop.
That's what I'm saying to me.
I think it's our version of hip hop. It's our version of.
No, it ain't.
hip-hop.
You're the kind of people I don't like. So listen. So this is what I'm saying to you. So here it is now. Yeah. So
that's cool.
Listen, so the grime is grime. You got garage. See over here, this is what will help our scene, yeah, when we know that jungle's jungle, grime is grime, garage is garage, house is house. So now you're gonna tell me that house MC is a rapper. Like that's what he just says 4 words and repeats it down the whole thing.
No, of course not. But I'm saying that.
But if people are telling a story,
listen. I'm not understanding what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that grime is hip hop.
I understand.
I know that grime is grime.
Our version.
I'm saying it was especially at that time when you made Grime Bully. That was the closest thing to hip hop that we had, as in terms of like the black youth culture, in terms of what the popular music that they was making, and out of their frustrations or whatever they was making.
What you're saying is hip hop's a culture, so that's the closest thing
like
to a culture that we've got.
Grime is an English boy's
culture.
It's their culture. It's the attitude. It's everything.
And that's what I said to you. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying grime is definitely British. That's what I said. It's definitely from the street culture from Britain. It's a British. No dispute that. I'm not disputing that. What you're saying is absolutely right. But I'm saying that's grime.
Yeah.
Then there's still a whole section of street hip hop rappers.
Yeah, but they are still rapping.
Grime was doing grime, so we didn't associate. See, grime MCs, yeah, they had a whole different culture. We didn't associate with. So we didn't look at grime MCs as nothing to do with us. They was grime, like they're not in the culture that we was representing, the hip hop culture at that time.
What do people like the originators of grime? So call it? Do they call it the version of hip hop? Do you know what I mean? Like UK's version. Will Wiley or
when I said it's our version of hip hop, I meant
as a culture.
I meant how it originated.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Like, you get me? If I'm with my brethren and I'm young, what I wanted to do was grime. Like that's what we're on. We're doing
a certain section of youths would want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and for example, like you said, when you came out, you was doing the American thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and in terms of popularity as an audience and as a listener, some people might not have taken to that.
Yeah.
Just because they know that you're Jaja, you're from Brixton, and you sound American.
Yeah.
Whereas like.
But I think that was popular.
Whereas the birth of like, you know, like when people came through with the thick English accent.
But you know what it was? You know what it was? Yeah, at the time there was a big following for it. There was a massive following for it, but it wasn't getting pushed as well. Remember, grime artists started getting pushed. The DJs were on their side. The DJs were playing them. That's what it was. When we was at our main buzz, the main hip hop DJs wasn't on our side.
So why do you think they're on hip hop side now?
Because it's not intimidating. Now they're used to it. When we come out, remember, there was no one else. It was just us. So it was very intimidating. It was like raw. Look what they're talking about. Now they're used to it, and now most of them is fake. So it's not real. I'm saying to you, most artists out there chatting shit. I'm saying to you, they're not really real. Like, but a lot of the DJs knew of us from the road. A lot of the DJs were people that used to work in record shops and all that. And I know what I'm saying to you, it was like normal people. Like they were the guys that was going to college when we was on the road robbing everyone and that. So they knew of us. They knew of it, and then they became DJs and A&R. So they was like, I'm not even associated with them lot because they knew what it was about. Now it's different. I'm saying to you, so that's what it was, a whole different ball game. So, but I'm saying, but back to the grind body thing. Why that wasn't the only thing I'm saying to you. So at the time there was a thing where the DJ, who was the grime MCs at that time there? That was, I think it was Chipmunk. Who was doing grime at that time there?
I know what circle you're talking about. You're talking about the circle where Tinchy was winning all the awards and stuff and getting top tens.
And they was making.
No, not Kano. That was before. But like every grime MC that had like a popular sort of.
But they was making. I was saying to you at that time now, no disrespect to them because obviously big them up and that, but they was making Chip was making Chip Diddy Chip, and then my man was making Tinshad was making some next kind of funny song. They was making at that time making some mad songs that I was like, well, what's this? I'm saying to you, I'm not like that. Like, I knew people from the streets in America and Europe and that, and they was like, well, what's this? How come you lot are not? How come there's no music that? How come there's no music? What's this getting played? And that was frustrating for us. Like, well, we had songs, like we had tunes. There was other artists out there that was making bangers as well, but this was getting pushed by the DJs. Even Viz and that, we'll get onto Viz as well. Viz was pushing some phony stuff as well. Saying, I had to get onto Viz one time, Oh, we and Viz had with Ace and Viz. We're saying we had a conversation one time,
When? I can't even remember.
Yeah, I'm reminded in a minute. We're saying to you, so that time there, it's like we felt like everyone was against the movement that was building, and I knew how big it could get. And look at now, it has got to where I said it was. Back then, when I was saying it, no one was listening. And now look how big it is. I'm saying to you. So now it's gone. Now people like Krept and Cone and those people can come out easier. I'm saying to you.
I think there's a lot of people that were rapping before grime blew, so they'll take offense by anyone saying it's our version of hip hop because they've been rapping for time. Do you get what I mean?
Why are you lot doing it? I'm saying, I said our version of
hip
hip hop.
I hear you. I'm just telling you why some people would be.
I'm saying black music, from a youth perspective, their thing was hip hop.
Yeah.
Grime from a youth perspective, as a black person in London, is our greatest creation. That's our thing. It's part of the culture. That's what I mean. That's what I meant by the
biggest impact. You think?
Yeah, it's the strongest thing. It's like it's a genre of music created by black men in the country that gives you a different emotion to any other genre of music. That's genius. And it comes from...
No one's saying it's not. I just think
no,
it's
but
that
he was
whole
trying to bully
debate.
it. So I'm just trying to stand up for grime and say...
Yeah, because you're... But listen, I'm saying to you...
But you can't say I'm grime, because when I came in the game, we linked up, we did bare things together.
No, so we're going to come back to you in a minute. But listen what I'm saying to you, yeah? So here I'm saying, grime bully, that's what it was over. But in the same way, same breath though, it's not discrediting the grime artists, because obviously a lot of them done very well and they have contributed massively to the industry at the same time. I'm saying to you, so that was my own frustration at the same time. But it's not me saying like they're just like fuck them and they're rubbish now. I'm saying that was just my frustration.
So how do you feel about grime artists now?
I don't listen to grime, but guess what? I like Skepta stuff. Like I like this journey. I watch everyone's progression. I'm saying to you, so that's big. I'm saying I see quite a lot of them doing good. I'm saying to you, and they've added on to the progression of the whole scene, and so you have to rate them as well. I rate all the artists 100%.
I feel like, for example, you see like the strength of UK hip hop now is because obviously we've empowered ourselves as together. Like you said, when you was coming up, you only had radio. Now you ain't only got radio.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So your own people, the channels, the platforms, everything, they've come together and they've helped. And all we've done is all together build an industry. Do you get me? That's why I think that it is easier now for a sick rapper to come out and do sick things?
I think that's an important conversation because obviously you was here before Channel AKA, you was here before GRM and all of these things. Yeah. So, you know, of course, when you've decided that you're going to do music in like before that, and then you've come out and you've said that Channel AKA is now here, GRM is en route. Like, how did that change your perception of the growth of the music industry?
Yeah, it was good. It was. Obviously, I thought when I first saw Channel U, I was like, this is dope. This is gonna make the scene that the UK kind of get better recognition. I'm saying.
And in terms of approaching them, sorry to interrupt you. How was approaching them for you? Was you bullying them, or did you just find?
Channel U. Who was in Channel U then times? Who was at Channel U then times? Was Cat there? I think it was like Cat, that lady Cat. I think some other man, yeah. But we approach him normal. Now there's a black guy actually. I can't remember his name. He's a black guy working there furthermore. And I can't remember what his name is. But he hollered at me and said, you know what? I like what you lot are doing and send me some stuff. And them times we had to send the stuff on a big VC, like the big VCR tape. I'm saying to you, send them the big cassette tape and then you do some whatever they do on it. But it was all, even that was a long process. So everything was totally different. And we sent it to them and then it was getting loads of requests, the first one. And he phoned me and said, listen, we're getting loads of requests, send them something else. So we done another video, sent it again. And he was like, yeah, send another one. Like, they're going mad for you lot. Then I sent him 2 more. And then we had 4 videos back to back and it was just causing mayhem. But we done all the carnivals, we done all the shows. We started doing shows.
Probably Ricky, big up Ricky.
I think it was Ricky, yeah. I was saying to you, so we done all the shows. And then after around, I think it was like after a year of doing that, that's it. With the band, I just got a letter to my house saying, from the police saying we can't be in this venue. Basically, I couldn't be in no venues across the UK. Couldn't go carnival, no carnival. Couldn't do loads of stuff. Then around a week later, they raided all the record shops. Like them times, people's going dark and cold, and just buying normal CDs from the shops. And they raided the shops for CDs. And all. That's the first time you've ever heard a shops get raided for music. Police operation raiding it for music CDs. They're saying these CDs can't be sold. And we sold loads. I sold, from the first PDC album, we must have sold around 20,000 copies or something like that. I'm saying to you, and at that time, that was a big thing. The only one that was doing stuff like that at the time was Mike GLC, because I used to see him shotting his CDs in the West End with his street team. So it was like it was a whole different ball game, and we just couldn't get, who was it again? Someone told me, there was one guy on radio and he told me he played it on One Extra. And when the producers come to him and said, you know what, we're not allowed to play that, and they took it off, and then from then it was a peak.
So you're out here, you're making music off your own back, you're pulling together a team, you're putting your music in the shops, obviously paying for that yourself, and then you're hearing it's getting raided. If you could define that feeling in one word, what would it be?
I was pissed. That's it. I was just pissed. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like. I was just pissed. That's one word. I was just pissed. That's it. There's nothing else that frustration of you're working so hard. And remember, it's not just me. There's basically at that time, it's like there was no one else in the hood that was doing stuff like that. So everyone's looking up to me like, right, you know what, Jaja's gonna kind of make something happen so we got something else to do apart from do robberies, sell drugs. There's another movement happening right now.
And obviously, you know, people were buying into your music because a lot of it was off the back of the fact that they knew your name from the streets. It was ringing there. Did you feel that gave you guys any added pressure to kind of continue to reign on the streets, so to speak?
Not really. Nah, I don't think I wasn't even concentrating on stuff like that. We was trying to, at that time, we just wanted to like change our lifestyle. Like, you know, we've been on the road for so long, we were concentrating on like what people think or trying to do anything for people. Just like, well, we got to build something so we can get out of here. That was the main thing. Like, that was just the main thing. And
you definitely have built something in your. How would you describe Brixton now? As someone that's lived there for a while, and like I went to your studio the other day. You built a nice setup there still. So it's changed. It's changed. It's obviously it was a bit more rough back in the days, but now it's some people don't like it, but change is good. I see change as a good thing. I'm saying now there's more white people in Brixton now.
So what are your thoughts on the gentrification?
I think it's a good thing. I think we missed out, as we do a lot of times, because when I say we missed out, the black community, because there was opportunities to do stuff at a time and no one didn't take them. We was waiting. Say for instance, there was like a row of shops that was in Brixton Market that saw empty for years, and then like some white guys come and turn it into a cafe or something, and after like being there for 15 years and no one to take it, so you can't. But it's business is business.
So you're cool with that, because a lot of young people and older people are not really feeling that whole Brixton gentrification vibe, because they're suffering from it financially and living wise as well.
You have to be. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll come from mentality. I'm a goal getter. So if you're not goal getting, you're gonna lose, and that's how it is. If there's been opportunities there, you haven't taken them. You can't complain when the next man takes them or the next person comes in and takes it. You can't complain, and that's how it is. It is what it is. We're in a society. It's money driven, and if you're not up to your A game in building business and ownership, you're gonna get left out.
What about the younger community in Brixton at the moment? What's the vibe like in Brixton at the moment with the younger community?
It's changed now. So what it was, you see like when a lot of the young people, because they stop me in the street all the time and say, oh, you know what, I grew up on you lot, like, oh, yeah, man, big up to you. But what they done, a lot of the young people, they took the formula that I was doing and ran with it, and they only took bits of it, and they ran the wrong direction. So you got a lot of people that thought that, okay, you know what, we're going to build our crew and we're just going to cause badness, and we're going to beef that crew and do music as well, and they took the concept of it and they took the wrong concept of it. That wasn't what it was. We was in problems, and we built a crew to stop it. We built a platform to come out that kind of whole beefing and all that kind of stuff, and then to come out the streets. But what they've done, they're starting to build gangs and all that, and to stay in the beef, to create the beef even bigger. So they've got that kind of wrong end of it. So there's a lot of lost young people out there in every area. I'm saying, just like Brixton, but there is also a lot of sensible young people, and I tend to focus on a lot of sensible people, because a lot of the young ones, they've got to make their mistake. You got to let some of them make their mistake. I'm saying, and when they're ready to change their life or do something good, they can come to you afterwards, and that's just how I am.
So you released a book called Street Boys. I read the book, really good book actually. I know there was some resistance to you releasing that.
Yeah.
Some people wasn't actually too happy about that. Do you want to discuss that?
When you say people, do you mean like the police or the public, like the
public?
Community?
There was a few people in the community, I believe, that weren't too happy about that.
No, it was, yeah. See, when I first done the book, this what happened. Same thing with the book. I've always been a trendsetter in those kind of things. So when I done the book, people wasn't doing books, and I think that was like a big thing. Like, right, doing a book. I think the community didn't know what the book was about. They thought I'd done a book about Brixton, talking about everyone's, like, people's crimes. And I think they went mad with it. When it came out, they realised the book was actually about my kind of journey and a couple of others that we met.
And it was a bestseller, right?
Yeah, it was a bestseller. In W.H. Smith's, he done good.
I think I picked mine up in Tesco's or something.
Yeah, but with that one as well, the book had the police tried to shut that down as well. That tried to get shut down. They basically were saying that if the book comes out with like pictures and all some other stuff, they're gonna ban the book. And I went through a whole load of stuff for that as well. But
you spoke about some really deep stuff in there. You spoke about an addiction to crack cocaine. Do you want to kind of elaborate on that? Because I think that's something that kind of people don't really know about.
Because when you speak about that now, the young was like, what, crack? You're mad. But growing up for us, when we was young, say like 13, 14, 15, before I went in jail the first time, we was like doing a lot of shop robbings and bank robberies, was what I'm saying. So we had a lot of money. We was down Knightsbridge and all that all the time, Moschino, head to toe, Versace, head to toe, and crack cocaine came with that lifestyle. Like it was looked at like a Scarface thing. It wasn't looked at like a crackhead thing. It was because we had so much money. If you was a man with that smoking crack in some of those big jungle raves or something, you was the man. I'm saying to you, so it was a different whole era at that time there. So we was part of that era. I'm saying, so it was, and then by the time I wasn't like a crack addict or nothing. It was mostly for the high life. And when I went in jail when I was like 15, I stopped. I'm saying, so it was like for that a 2-year period of living in that fast, hype life.
How did it make you feel? Like, in terms of, like, obviously, in a rave, you know what I mean? Like, you never really see it in a rave. So what's that like in a rave? Like, what was that like? What was that?
We was just, it's the same as, like, how people eating and that. And we just thought, at that time, we just, being, like, 13, 14 and being in a rave with, like, pattern Moschino head to toe, and you got like $3,000 in your pocket, you're buying champagne and...
This was before you were 15?
Yeah.
There was... Swear down.
Yeah, bro.
So say you was 14, you could go into a rave, buy champagne.
Yeah, we was doing that for a long time.
At that age, that's mental.
We was doing that for a long time. Them times they had like telepathy, jungle fever, they had saying there was loads of...
Were they over 18 raves?
Yeah, but when you got the how we looked and the money, the people didn't even think that it was that age. There was times I was going to raves and my school bag was in the car. I'm saying to you, I'm going from the rave, I have to go to school. I'm saying to you, so as soon as the rave finished, I'm going to school, eating out my nut, like I'm buzzing. I'm saying, and that's just how it was. It was a fast lifestyle. I'm saying to you, so going to school with like £1,000 in your pocket. I'm saying school blazer. I'm saying to you, I remember I had like Patrick Cox shoes going to school and like Gucci blazer as my black Gucci blazer. That's my uniform blazer. I'm saying, so we kind of was in that fast life from an early age. So it was just normal for us, that whole kind of crack and fast money and designer clothes and big gold chopsies and all that. That was normal for us at that time. Yeah.
Taking it back.
Yeah.
Exposure, Sun City days.
I'm saying, yeah, exactly. I'm saying, so that was like that was a big era at that time, and so we was getting spoken about a lot because there wasn't a lot of people. At those times, it was like there'll only be a section of people doing that. I'm saying to you, so there'll be like, you might have like 5 guys in like Hackney that do that, like live in a certain lifestyle.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. So who in that? So obviously from that generation, from 14 to 15, obviously London's quite small. We have rappers all over the place. Is there any other rappers other than yourself that you can kind of remember
from that era? From that
era, like, not saying that they was partaking in the same activities as you, but I mean in those raves and in those like kind of.
No, they weren't really that rappers.
I can't remember.
No, they weren't really. No one went rapping at that.
Maybe you guys are a little bit older then.
Well, when I got older, but at that time they weren't really. There was no rapping. There was only Westwood was playing. There was Choice FM used to be in Brixton. There was what's that, DJ 279 used to be playing some rap tunes, and there wasn't.
Is there anyone that now raps that was part of that generation?
Nah. There was hardly no one that.
Who's your favourite rapper other than anyone in PDC? Like, who do you respect and like as a rapper, like proper?
Do you know what, the rappers I like quite a few, you know. Like I liked Joe Black, I liked Margs, I liked who else did I like? Who else I liked? I even like some of that guys. What's the guy from the Nines? I like some of his stuff. What
is it about them that you like? Is it the content?
It's just. I like artists that they just be them. They kind of like this. I like their whole persona that they used to push. Now I'm saying, so there was I used to like a few rappers. There was quite a few that I used to bang. I was one of those people that used to bang UK music like hard. Like I had my UK CDs in my car, in my house, and I was banging the tunes out. So there was a bag of people that I used to listen to. Even when SAS was doing their thing and they was banging, I used to play some SAS back in the days. This is when no one was even listening to it. This was when So Solid was pumping at the 2001, 2, 3 stages when they was coming out with their stuff. That was when everyone was listening to that kind of music. I was listening to rap music. I'm saying DJs 279 used to be playing a lot of American stuff, and the UK scene wasn't really banging hip hop like that.
Okay, and what about the members of PDC? Obviously, your brother, Jaja, where is he now? Like, we could.
Do you know what it was? You see, when we first was coming out now, then the plan was, I've always had like, everyone always knew Jaja. I was like the big mouth kind of front person of PDC. And then the idea was to kind of push DVS and Tempman into the forefront. I'm saying to you, they had like their whole swagger and they had a bigger following musically than everyone else, so kind of pushed them. Naja's always been a favourite to people, but Devis and Tempman had a bigger following, so we kind of pushed them first, so he got kind of like shadowed out a little bit, I'm saying to you. But he's been sorting out like daddy duties and being on his son and that.
He ain't put out an official project ever, has he?
Never, not like a proper, like an album.
There's been a demand for it over the years.
Yeah, they're saying he's going to be working on an album next year, definitely.
Okay, and obviously it would be kind of rude for you to have an NFTR and for us not to kind of talk to you about DVS situation.
Do you know what? I ain't spoke to DV since when he was out last year, so I haven't even spoke to him. And all this, I saw like many other people when I saw this stuff online about DVS the other day, and I was upset. I was like, well, but at first I thought it was a lie. I was like, well, why is everyone saying this? I'm saying to you, then I phoned one of my friends and they kind of updated me.
Okay, so just that for anyone who doesn't know, so what was the story on your end?
So what we've heard so far, like I heard is in there for a rape case, a rape and torture. They brought it out as it was a 17-year-old, but it's not a 7-year-old. I heard it was like one of his partners or something, and yeah. So I can't go into the details of it because I don't really know. I haven't spoken to him, but that's to be honest, that whole kind of thing, I don't really kind of condone those kind of things as well. I'm saying, so that's kind of a bit deep. But hopefully if he goes to jail or whatever, I hope like he learns his lesson and he comes out as a changed person. You feel me? And there's nothing I can really say deep about that one.
I just wanted to know kind of what your opinion was on that kind of scenario. Like when you did think it was a young girl, when you did think that there was a rape involved, when you did think there was domestic violence. Obviously, as a woman, kind of seeing that, it's really made my pores open a little bit.
No, that's course, because obviously I got daughters, innit? I got 2 daughters and I got sisters, so that's I'm the same way. I was like, raw, that's deep. I'm saying, and obviously DVS is my brother. Me and him being through loads of stuff. He's like my younger brother, so at the same time I got love for DVS and I always will have love for him. But then there's certain things that you just think, raw, that's gone a bit too. That's gone to the other side a bit too much, over to the right. I don't really play them games there. So, but at the same time, I haven't even spoke to him. I haven't spoke to DV. So
okay, so there was a post on the Instagram, which I think subsequently removed.
When it was I posted it just to let people, because I was getting emails, I was getting everything, and also I work with young people. I got a company I set up called Indigo Youth. I do a lot of mentoring and stuff with people that have been through similar stuff like that. So I kind of slowed down on it now, but I was doing a lot of mentoring for the last like 3-4 years, and I had a lot of sponsors. I'm saying to you, so obviously I lost a lot. Straight away when I come out, I lost a sponsor straight away. I'm saying to you, because they was like, oh, we know it's not you, but association and all that. So on a business level, it's like, it's kind of like raw, kind of hit us hard, you get me, because of sponsorship and that. So yeah, I was kind of like pissed on both sides, but nothing you can do. And I haven't spoke to him. Yeah, I was been speaking, kind of getting secondhand information, and sometimes, so
if you're not going direct to sources.
But obviously still he's in there, and he pleaded guilty. I heard he pleaded guilty. I'm saying to you, so I don't know what's going on. I'm saying I don't know what his mind state was. I don't know what I'm saying to you, so I can't even talk too much on it. I'm saying to you, but it is what it is, and he's gone down that road. If he's in there for that, then.
But I mean, obviously, for someone who has spent a lot of time with someone like DVS, kind of developing him, and he was younger than you guys, so obviously taking him under your wing, like you haven't reached out, you haven't wrote a letter, you haven't gone to see him to check what the status is. Yeah,
no, I haven't done, because you can't. It's not like you can. He has to reach out. You can't go to, like, jail's not like that where you can just go and just randomly.
But have you spoke to people secondhand?
I spoke to his family members and that. I spoke, obviously, because he's family, so I spoke to his family and that, and they've been to see him and whatnot. So But
have you asked them to? Because maybe he doesn't feel like you're gonna want to reach out. Obviously, the streets talk. I know that definitely he's heard information.
Yeah, of course. But he's Divas can phone me anytime. He knows. I'm saying he probably this come out. He'll probably watch it. I'm saying, so he can phone me anytime. It's not a thing. I'm saying, so he. You know what it is? Yeah, even if he goes through certain things like this, he still can reach out, whether it's gonna get cussed or not. You still reach out anyway. So it's not a thing. We're brothers. I'm saying to you, so big brother can punch up little brother sometimes. I'm saying that's how it goes. I'm saying, so it's just is one of those things. He's still, I still got love for him regardless, because we've been through so much not to. But I'm just not gonna, at the same time, this one was a bit, this one's got a bit different kind of scenario. Like, it's a bit,
It was quite weird for me, because obviously I was hearing it from different angles, and I heard a lot of different justifications for things. And one of the things was obviously the age of the girl, or that there was a relationship going on. And I think for me that was, and I do have to speak for the women. It's like, for me that was like, wow, that could have. Well, it wouldn't have been me, but it could have been essentially anyone. And it's quite worrying knowing that I've got nieces and a lot of young women under me. So it was just a bit. To be in the forefront and to have so many people around you and to have so few answers is quite... Yeah,
but I'm saying, it's how you're thinking, I was the same way. I'm just thinking the same thing, like I'm saying. So, but there's nothing, all I can do, for me in this situation, all I can do is just like pray that you're safe and that you're going to change, or what happens, because there's nothing you can really do. You can't really, I'm not really going to be trying to justify nothing.
But does that type of stuff happen on the roads a lot?
Yeah, of course. Like I've even got friends that have been in jail for like rape and that, but some of them wasn't guilty. I'm saying some was. I know that's been happening on the roads for years. Like there's been.
How does that affect people? Like when you're on the roadside, or when you're a rapper, or because I know that obviously it kind of puts a lot more light on something. Like how does that affect them? Is everybody still okay? Does everyone still hang out with them? Because one of my friends,
it can cause it's sticky when that happens, because obviously you can you're gonna fall out with a lot of friends. You're gonna fall out with family. You're gonna fall out regardless. I'm saying anything when it comes to like down the rape or paedophilia kind of road or anything like that, even domestic violence, you can fall out with friends over that. I'm saying to you, so that kind my story, even from the book, I've come from Birmingham to London because of domestic violence with my mum and my dad. So I've come through that same thing. So that's why I don't really rate nothing that goes down that road, because I saw that destabled my whole unit. I'm big in a bad way, so I kind of don't really go down that road with the domestic violence and the kind of rape stuff and that. But yeah, on the streets, that you can fall out with your friends over that, of course, because it's human beings. So obviously you can. Some people are gonna have your back. Some people are not going to have your back, and that's how it is.
So on a bit of a lighter note, obviously, we'll return to the book. In terms of kind of getting a publishing deal, like what were the steps that you took? A lot of people will probably be kind of thinking about that. I always ask people about their record situations and stuff, but this is something different. It's a totally different lane.
Yeah, the book. Do you know? There was a guy called Tim Pritchard that we done the book with, and he kind of sorted that out. 'Cause at the time, I didn't know nothing about publishing, like the book publishing side of things. I didn't know nothing about it, so we went through. The book got published on the HarperCollins, and yeah, it was good. But at that time I didn't know what was going on. Like I kind of left that to him. Like I didn't know what was going on that time. I didn't know nothing. I just about hardly knew about music. So the book world was like.
Well, how did you get in touch with him? Because obviously he came, already established.
Yeah. Everyone at that time we had a big massive buzz. Everyone was approaching us. Everyone was approaching me like right center. So he kind of heard about what's happening. He kind of heard about the music shutdown, and he come to me and said, "You know what? I've heard what's happening with the music, and you're having a hard time." He's like, "How do you feel about maybe doing a book and still staying relevant?" And I was like, thinking, "Well, a book?" I was like, "Nah, man, that's dead, man. We don't write books out here. That's a joke thing." And then he was like, "Why?" And he kept coming back around. I thought he was a policeman at first because he was a white guy. So I was thinking, "Wow, the police sending this guy to like." So I was ignoring him, but he was persistent. He just kept coming around and saying, "No, listen, I'm gonna do this for you." And then eventually I said, "Okay, let's just try it." And we jotted some stuff down. And he was around me for around 2 years, and then just doing it together, like up and down.
And without mentioning numbers, specifically, like how lucrative was doing a book deal?
The book, it was all right, but you know what it was? Yeah, at the time, the book was more an investment to do a film. Yeah, that's what the idea for the book was. You know what, we're gonna do the book, and we're not gonna really focus on the money side of the book, but we're gonna try and do the film and focus on the money side when it comes to that bit. So that was the idea of it. Then when we got to doing the film, we sat down with some other people like a couple of years later, and in the film they wanted me to die in the film. So I was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
The other day we were asked earlier, but just before we move on from the book, because I don't know if she asked, but I have heard that you had fallen out with some people over the release of the book.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was? Because I know that people, obviously, like you said, people maybe. Well, I haven't read the book before. Okay. Because you haven't busted me on a free copy, but you know when you're feeling generous and that. But but when like obviously you said some people thought you were telling stories about everybody in Brixton. I don't know the content of the book.
That's basically what it was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So once they read it straight away, it was squashed. There was no problem.
Remember, at first, people just heard I was doing a book. So the road was like, "Raw, why is he writing a book?"
Oh,
yeah, so everyone went mad. Everyone was like, "Raw, what?" Like, remember at the time, like, you didn't really hear people write books. People like in America was writing books like from the road.
I can get it. I get it. Like there's not even really social media where it's like you can like people are making moves and you can see it. You just heard. Oh yeah, Judge is making a book.
It's a different era. So remember, everyone on the road was saying, "Why is writing a book? What do you mean?" And then they're saying, "Yeah, he's talking about jail stuff and road stuff and robberies and that." They're like, "What?" So that was before the book come out. They just heard that.
So how did you clarify that? Did you have to call everyone and everyone calling you, or did you just not care?
I just not care. And then I heard like you hear rumors, innit? Like, I heard he's a snitch.
Yeah.
I heard he's this and that. But coming from the road, like, I'm one of those people like, "Raw, like I'm hearing it. Like, come and try and do something." I've always had that attitude. Like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm in Brixton. I still live in the same house. I'm still here. Like, so I'm one of those people like.
Do you still live in Brixton now?
Yeah, I still live in Brixton.
In the same place.
Same place.
How like I've actually been to near your house before. I think because we shot a video for you them times. How does it feel like to be in the same place? Is it because you want to be in the same place? Do you love Brixton that much that that's where you want to be?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, when I was younger, I always said I wouldn't move until I have concrete foundations in Brixton. concrete,
you build
concrete foundations that I own, buildings that I own in Brixton. I'm nearly there, so I'm gonna be moving soon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's what I always said. Own my studio, own it. I own it. Own houses, own business, I own it. Then I'll move out Brixton.
Why do you love Brixton so much? Like, in terms of like, because like for you to say that means that you love Brixton.
I believe in.
What do you love about Brixton?
No, it's not about. I don't believe it's about I love Brixton. I do like Brixton, but it's also about I believe strongly in that we need to build and have ownership in our community. And I believe why we don't have no ownership in our community is because everyone moves out. So if everyone keeps moving out your community into like Hertfordshire, Beckley, all these other places, and you're building up someone else's community, your community that you left, the people that's coming up don't ever have platforms to go into. That's why we don't have no distribution companies, no big media outlets. We don't own nothing big.
We do have a couple big media outlets.
Now we got some, but obviously there's not like a lot. So now people are making the steps. Obviously, like yourselves and that. Now there's people making the steps. So I'll always make sure that I'm gonna be one of the people that also be part of the progression. And so I have a strong belief that before I leave Brixton, there has to be certain things set in Brixton. Stone.
I might be way off here, but we were chatting the other day, and you said you're about to do a big deal, one of the biggest deals, and you just said
that's what I'm saying to you. So,
okay, so can you tell us what it? You wouldn't tell me what it was then.
I'm not gonna tell you that. That's gonna come soon. I'm saying to you, so we're gonna talk about that soon. You're gonna hear about it. So, but yeah, so it's taken. I think with a lot of people, everyone always used to say to me like, "Raw, can you not sign?" And people used to put deals in front of me back in days, but I just feel it was like very weird deals. I didn't understand that for like I've always grew up on the streets where we had money. So when people come to me like with 30 grand and 40 grand and 60 grand, I'm like, I got that now. Like, does that all make sense? Me signing and you getting some of the money and I'm making that money already. So it kind of took me long, but they say sometimes they save the best till last. You get me? So
what, you've actually got a rap deal on the table?
Yeah, not a business deal.
Oh, a business deal on the table.
Business deals are better.
Okay.
Yeah,
of course.
That's what I'm saying to you. So business deals are better.
So what about rapping? Yeah. Like, are you planning to release any more material?
No, I've always never. I don't think like DVS and them, like, they're more rappers, and I'm more like I've always got something to say. If I've got something to say, I'll release something.
I feel like that's the thing with Jaja Soze. Like, I got to admit, you're not the hardest rapper
That's what I'm saying. I'm not supposed to.
But you've got a story to tell. Do you understand?
That's what I'm about. So anytime I've got something to say, and I've got something to say next year.
How highly do you rate yourself? Do you think you're a UK rap legend? Would you say?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a rap legend, but people look at me like I put on because I set a platform. I think more like I set a platform, but as like a rap legend, I wouldn't say that lyrically and all that. I'm not the best rapper on the planet. You get me? I'm not really, and I've never set out to be that kind of like go hard and that. I'm not really. I'm like a lazy. I don't even remember my lyrics most time.
Do you know what I proper remember about you? Your MySpace. I remember you was, I don't know why, but it was like certain people had like MySpaces you would always go back to. And I remember your picture, I think you was in a vest or something. Yeah. You was in a white vest. Yeah? You was in
I was in a white vest.
Like, it's crazy that I remember
man was putting you. Man wanted to be in that top friends badly.
No. Man said you was in a white vest.
I remember, like, you got to think, like, from now, MySpace, that's like 15, 16 years, and I can remember that. Mm-hmm. So you was heavy on the net them times.
Yeah, I think, and I've always been vocal, speaking about certain things, like if I didn't agree with something in an award show, if I didn't agree with something in the media, or if I didn't agree with something just in general in society, I'm more vocal on that kind of point of view, and I kind of put that into my music when I do make music, and if I can remember the songs.
I need to go back to the accent thing quickly, because I remember it being a big debate. But what made you decide to finally say, I'm not going to rap in an American accent? What was the thing that made you say, you know what? All right, cool.
Wait, have you heard a song where he sounds completely British yet?
Not
I don't know if you could get rid of it.
No, but you got remember,
the later ones.
The later ones. I don't sound American, but you know what is, You see the way I speak? Just in general, I have a twang in my voice anyway. Cause I'm from Birmingham originally, innit?
Yeah, but
so certain of my words, see, so it is with rap, see certain words when I'm saying them, they come out differently when I'm rapping them. That's what it is. So that's why people associate that. Raw, what's that? How come he sounds like that? That's all it is.
But you ain't lived in Birmingham since you were like what,
but
10?
It's still with me.
But since 10.
Yeah, it's still with me.
Does your mum still speak like that? Oh, that's probably why then.
Mums don't leave nothing. I'm saying so.
Yeah.
But no, that was just a style. That's just my style of rapping. Everyone has their style of how they rap. Like that's just my style. But the American one was because I grew up with it. It became normal. I wasn't even like, I'm not one of the people that was like, yo man. I wasn't like that. I'm saying to you, you know when man says it, like, it's not like I was like out there saying, yo man, motherfucker.
But you were rapping clean, American, clean.
Yeah, but it wasn't like,
you wasn't talking like that.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yo man. I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you, you get me? Like, so that's what it was. So at
when
that
did you
time,
stop? When did you stop?
So I think I stopped to like around, what album was it? It was like, I think it was like one of my mixtapes.
What year?
Real Talk. I think it was like when I started doing Real Talk and that. What?
But why
like
though?
2000.
Why?
It wasn't.
I want to know why.
It was at the first. I wasn't hearing it. You know when you just start doing something. You know when you start off with something and you just carry on doing it for long, and then you don't hear it. So what happened after that now? Who was it again? Someone come to me. Who was it again? Someone come to me and said, "Raw, yeah, man, you know you sound better if you done like a rapped it different style." And I was like, "Raw." Then that's when it started bothering me. Then when it started bothering me, that's when I think it was like.
Do you know what's so
2007.
funny? What's so funny is as a fan, and a spectator of this sport, this English music sport, you always used to wonder like, why do people rap in the American accent? Like, why?
Because there was no one at that time. There was no one to inspire them at the time. Yeah.
And then it's so funny that you, of all people, that everybody would have heard a song by. Yeah. It was only one person that approached you and told you. That's crazy.
No one else was going to say nothing.
Big up that brother.
You know what it is, yeah?
I did say it to you.
What?
I did say it to you.
Shams might have said it to me. No, a couple people said it to me, but you know what? He said it to me the proper way.
Oh.
Like how? Okay, so what was the wrong way of saying it? How was the wrong way of saying it?
Nobody was coming to me like, you know what it is? They were saying it sideways. Like, so if you came to me and said, "Raw, why are you rapping America? I don't even like that, man." I'll be like, "Raw."
He said your thing's sick, but if you said it in an English accent,
he said,
"Raw, sick."
He come to me. My brother said, "Raw, Jaj, you see that song you done? Yeah, that was hard. You know what? Why are you saying like that? Why are you speaking like that for?" And I said, "What?" I said, "That's how I speak." I was like, "Raw, that's how I speak." He's like, "Nah, fam, that sounds shit, fam." I was like, "Raw, for real?" He's like, "That sounds shit, Jaj." But he said, "If you said it this, you sound hard." I said, "Raw." Then you know when you go away, you know when someone hits a nerve, and you know when I went home that day, I wrote that song without this, like and I started realizing why I was doing it. There was like a thing I was doing with my voice, and I took it off. When I took that off, it was good.
Yeah, that's nice. Cool. Shout out to him.
What about your documentaries? Like, how did you get approached to start doing the documentaries?
These channels. What channels have you been on? I've seen you on a few shows.
You know what it was? I was doing a documentary for Channel 4, a big documentary. I can't remember what it was for, but some guy called Austin that used to run Channel 4. I was doing a big documentary with him. He got cancelled. Because they want me to do some gun thing and I didn't want to do it, so he got cancelled. And then off the back of that, someone at Danny Dyer's company, a production company, they must have heard about it and they contacted me saying, "Well, we heard what happened with your documentary. We don't believe that was right, but if you want, Danny's doing some new series, we would like you to be on it." And that's how I done the Danny Dyer one. And then from that one, I've done some other ones on BBC Three, and then I was doing them, and then I stopped doing them because they kept saying ex-gang member. That's what this guy done to me the other day. He called me. I done a documentary for this guy, yeah.
Nah.
This guy, yeah.
Go on.
You done me as well.
Go on.
I done a documentary for the guy, yeah.
You said you done me as well.
I said them top dad. And then
Ashley Waters. Make sure you watch that. All four.
No, don't watch it because that's why I don't promote it because they made me be a gangster.
Does it say gangster on it now?
They said they called me like an ex-gang member.
Yeah, like...
Listen, I'm saying to them, they don't need to do that though. Yeah. I do loads of things now.
Yeah.
I don't do gang stuff. They done gang stuff for like 15 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, wait there, why are they still calling me ex-gang member? And I told them not to.
They don't say that on there though.
Yeah, they told me ex-gang member.
Nah, don't say
they
that.
Said ex-gang member, but I'm saying...
Nah, definitely don't say that.
Listen, so they done it to me, they stitched me up. So either like, that's his production company. So after this, we should have a headlock like outside. We'll have beef outside. I forgot. I just remembered about that. So he stitched me up. So he stitched me up for that. But that's what I started. I stopped doing a lot of documentaries because they was fascinated with this ex-gang member thing. I'm saying to them, wait there, why you keep labeling me ex-gang member?
For a while, it did feel like if you weren't a black person that perceived to be a gangster called Jaja.
There's
like, he
too
was
much.
like,
So
too much.
for that reason,
I hear you.
for that reason, I started declining because they was hollering me all the time. I was saying, no, I'm not doing no more of these stuff because you're just calling me ex-gang member, and my kids are getting older now. My son's seeing it now, so he's coming to me saying, raw, like, Dad, I saw this. I'm saying, raw, and I'm saying, nah, that's not a good look.
Let's big up the documentary though. So big up Ashley Waters, big up Jaja. Make sure you watch that all four. It's about the unspoken difficulties of fatherhood.
For a while, I started to think, flipping out, like, what is this guy up to? Because it's like every show, it's like, yep, I'm back. There
was a show you wasn't happy with though. You posted it on your Instagram. So it was a show about
was it Gangland?
Gangland, that's the show.
Okay,
And you spoke about how unhappy you was about that program. Speak about why that affected you so much.
Why the Gangland affected me? This on a serious note. What that guy, what's his name again? Oh, I forgot his name. Blakey or what his name is, something Blake. I was chatting to them a couple years ago. They wanted me to. They've been planning this documentary for years. That Gangland one, for years, but no one wasn't doing it. They couldn't get no one to do it. I'm saying to you, those programs are set up. They're not really like, it's not real. They go out looking and kind of directing people without directing them, basically to kind of get a film done. So it's fake. I'm saying to you, it's a fake film. They've been trying to do it for years. I had meetings with them from this is like 2007. So they've been trying to do it for years, trying to get the right people for long. They wanted me to basically do it from the beginning, but I said to them, no way, unless it's progressive and it's going to show a good outcome, I'm not involved in it. So they ran the bush. But anyway, the similar people that was doing that, a lot of those black producers, they done a show one time. They contacted me before this was happening. This was like 2007, and they done a hip-hop documentary. They come to me and said, you know what, Judge, want to do a hip-hop documentary, UK hip-hop. Bam, I was like, yeah, this is going to be big. They come to me filming talking about hip-hop, everything. Then they said, yeah, they showed me the bits of they edited it and said, this is the bits that we're going to use. So I was like, yeah, this looks good. Like, yeah. Then they're going to be a lot of UK artists are going to be in the documentary as well. So I was like, yeah, this is going to be big. Fam, when it came out, it was called Murder Blues, and it was with Trident, fam. Like, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, that's not what we done. We done a hip-hop documentary. They put it on telly as Trident police program called Murder Blues. I was like, whoa, well, what's this? I didn't do this. And they took all the bits that, in a hip-hop documentary, they asked me certain questions about the street life. Like, bro, how was the street life for you growing up? I was like, yeah, we're talking about certain bits. They took the bits out of those bits and put them on the Trident program. So every bit that you see me, I'm saying, yeah, because you know when you got the guns and that, I'm like, whoa. So it was like, every time I was talking, it just was about grease, about guns and drugs. No hip-hop, no music, nothing. And then Trident nicking people, and then it was like a big thing. So that kind of dented a little bit more reputation for people. Like, what was Jaja doing? It's like kind of this like dry snitching kind of thing. I'm saying, so that was them. That was those same kind of production people doing that, done that thing. They went for hiding for long. They hid out. I met one of the guys. What's his name? I met one of the guys anyway, and then he was he apologized to me, saying, you know what, I'm really sorry that happened. Rare. And then now what he does for the last couple of years, he's been sending me like he works in the BBC building. He sends me jobs that are available so I can pass on to young people, and that's kind of his return favor that he does for me because of that stitch up. I'm saying to you, so that's the kind of things they were doing. Why I don't rate those people. They kind of put the young people. They say to them, okay, you know what? We want to film your music. We want to film you doing this, and the young people relax and start speaking, and then recording it. They get it, then bring it to the edit, and then chop it up, and then put it on the telly. And then they call it Gangland or something else, where the young people filming it were like, raw.
So your concern was that some of the young people might not even known what there was a
in
part
Gangland,
of.
there was one of them that they were talking about his music. The second episode, the little youth was talking about his music, and I heard that they came to him about music. He was talking about music, and then they put him in Gangland. Like I'm saying to you,
I ain't seen it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's mental. Right. So see in Brixton, who are the young rappers that's around you?
The young rappers that are like from my area that is doing stuff now is like you got M-Dog, Swavy, Ads and Shallow, Sneakbo. They're from like Angeltown.
Have you known them all since they were young?
I know most of the young youths, that all the people that are doing music now, most of the artists from South, I remember when they was little kids like running around, they were most of the ones that used to beg me for CDs, like, Chad, give me a CD. Like, they're the little youths, I'm saying, so I know most of them. Like, you got the 6-7 lot. What happened with, because PDC, we was mainly from Angeltown, but it was like spread out over South London. So you got some people that was in Brixton Hill, 6, 7 area. Got some people that was in Tulsa or another area, and they're all separate. They all got like different crews and gang names and.
And what are your thoughts on them all being so separate? There's so many, and they're all so separate.
A lot of the whole thing is good in the way that the music side of it that they're doing without the gang stuff is good. It's good that they're doing that. It takes a lot of them off the streets. But the gang side of it, I see it as a lot of people is peer pressure. It's not real. A lot of stuff is like a lot of the kids now that are on the streets running around. They haven't been. There's no struggle. Like, see, back in the day, it was a struggle. Like, you go to home, there's no cornflakes. There's no, like, people having, like, bread and sugar. Like, it was a struggle. It was a different whole ball game growing up. So we've done stuff because of the struggle. Now, there's no struggle. Like, their mums buy them Louis V's and all that, and Balenciagas, and they get their mums and dads buy them that stuff. Like, now, they're doing it just for reputation. It's like, it's a different... So I don't really rate it that much. It's not real. I'm saying that's for like 80% of them. It's not a real thing.
So what advice do you give them?
I always tell them, I say to all the youths, I say, focus on the business side of it, the building, if you got your crew, you can have your crew, but make it be something that's going to be progressive, that can make you money. There's the whole point of the street life is to get out of the street life. The point is not to stay in the streets. Like, no one doesn't want to stay here. You don't want to stay in the struggle with police. You don't want to stay in that. That's not the point of it. That's never been the point of street life, and that's where people got twisted. Drug dealers didn't want to be drug dealers and die drug dealers. They were drug dealing to make the money to then get a business and to move on. That was the point of it, and I think people lost that idea of the whole street struggle. It's kind of gone pear-shaped. Now they think it's for glamour and take Instagram pictures, and I see people on Instagram now, they'll take pictures of their whole drug supply and all their cash or money, and like, it's gone mad now. It's not really, there's no struggle. It's more for a rep and impress the girls, and it's kind of like a different ballgame now, so it's kind of fake. Yeah, it is fake.
So you decided to stop rapping, and you said you're going to do spoken word and never rap again.
I forgot you retired.
That was kind of a lie, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what happened
there? You got tunes.
You know what it was, yeah? This is another brethren of mine, yeah. Daniel, big up Daniel. We was in the studio one time. I was making a track. And he said, "Raw, you should do that without the beat, your voice will sound sick." And I took the beat away, and then that ended up being Black Empire. And that's when I said, "Raw," then everyone went mad. I was like, "Raw, this is all right. I might can do something here." And then I started doing more, and I started going, they started booking me in Europe and Barbados, and I started getting bare bookings. I was like, "Raw, this is all right." So I went on the spoken word route for a little bit. But then, when I went on the spoken word avenue, there's like a lot of pro-black people. And yeah, it's cool, but there's just a lot of it's a bit too much sometimes.
They weren't welcoming.
They were working, but they weren't doing nothing. You're just speaking. I'm one of those people. I'm an action man, so I'm saying, "Wow,
did you say pro-black people?"
Yeah, no, that they're black. They're on this black stuff and they're on this like, yeah. They're on this like, yeah, I love black people and all this stuff, and it's a lot of it though.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he's not saying there's something wrong with it, but he's saying he's more action than. Come on, if you're going on tour, just talk. You know what kind of people he's talking about. You know the extreme.
Chatting over the top.
Extreme.
And there was a lot of them in there, and there was they're talking. They're saying, "Oh, people this and that." But when I'm saying to them, okay, you know what do you do? Like, what's your contribution to the cause? I'm saying to you, so we can talk about it. What's your contribution to the cause?
Yeah.
I think that's
you're not talking about pro-black people. You're just talking about people that just chat.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying to you. So you're all talking like this, that, we should. I'm saying, okay, what's your contribution to the cause then?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hear about just marching, walking the road, marching and complaining and then doing a hella tweets on Twitter like about. That's how they think that's going to contribute. I'm saying that's not helping no one though. Like, there's kids out there that need jobs. How are you going to contribute? And that's because there was a lot of talking. I kind of came off that scene. There was a lot of meetings and everyone's on the table talking like, yeah, we're going to do this. And then a month later, nothing happens. 2 months later, nothing happens. Another meeting again. There's chicken afterwards, and then end up everyone...
You said there's chicken afterwards?
There's chicken in that, and chicken and rice and peas. You know the ones? And that's where it ends up. I'm like, raw. And then what their idea is in most of those meetings is like, at the end of that whole big discussion, you organise an event, and then there's rappers and poets and comedians.
You just destroyed the whole spoken word world.
And that's what happens at the end of a lot of the stuff. So I was like, you know what? This is not what I'm about. You get me? I'm about building. So that's why I started my own event called Poetry Love.
Yeah. Okay,
and that was, and the same thing. And it's just that message that people are spreading, I hear it. It's good to spread it, but then we need action as well with it. So it's good to talk, but action with it.
So what is your vision? Because I feel like, you know, lastly for me, I just feel like observing you and your moves since young, you've always been quite business orientated. Like I think you've kind of dived in bare things. Like you did the TV thing, you've done the books, you had a record label.
Yeah, we're still doing that.
Radio station.
Yeah, radio station.
Radio station
was good as well.
You sold clothing.
Done a lot of stuff.
You sold CDs. You sold.
Yeah.
You sold everything.
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm just saying. I've done that's what's kind of kept me relevant, and I've always been focused on making money in it. So I'm one of those people, like, you know what? Where's the money at? How can we build? How can we move forward? Yeah, I'm not one of those people that speak and I'm like, raw, need to build. So that's where I've kind of come now.
So out of all those things you've done, yeah, because like I said, as a spectator, I've seen you do everything, and you've done well at everything. But like in terms of like the extreme like what do you think is gonna take you to that next level as, or whether it's this deal that you were just talking about now, I don't know. But
yeah. So what's my main plan has always been to have like PDC music label as our independent label, but doing mainstream moves. I'm saying to you, and ownership of whether it's distribution, everything, like main ownership. That's been my main thing. So we have a big platform there, and then I'm also want to open a school. I'm saying, so that's the way. We're just in the process right now of getting that ready. So I want to open up a proper school, like a performing arts and education center, but we own the building. Yeah, I'm saying to you, so that's what I've been planning. That's why I took a little time out to kind of get that stuff blueprinted, ready, and so from next year, that's what projects I'm working on right now.
In terms of like the record label side, how comes you never decided to continue your legacy in terms of continuing? Because if I was you or your kind of collective and you guys weren't rapping anymore, all the people from your estate or whatever, I'd have naturally tried to get to, you know, sort of bear the flag.
That's going to be the plan.
But they've got their own movements now.
No, they got their own movements, like branded-wise, not really like business-wise. I'm saying to you, so everyone's still under... Remember, there's a lot of people doing stuff, but everyone will eventually be under the PDC music label banner. So do you think you can get... So, like, I'm saying names, like, do you think Ads and Shallow are going to be part of that? I still work with them now. I'm just in the background. I'm saying, so I still help bits and bobs with everything. I'm saying they record at my studio. So a lot of the songs you're hearing have been recorded at my studio. Most of the songs you hear.
How about Sneakball and stuff? Because he's been very successful.
Yeah, so at the time, when Sneakball first started, I was with him. I was helping him. But at the time, I wasn't in a position to do nothing. I'm saying to you, so I linked up Sneakball with a couple of people at the beginning. Who was managing Smile and them lot again? I can't remember, David and all them lot. Yeah, so I linked up with them, and then he got to Vash somehow. And I'm saying to you, so I was with him at the beginning. I'm saying to you, he's like my little brother. He was at my house all the time and that, so it's not a thing.
And your relationship is still good with all of them?
Yeah, so all the young people, like most of me here right now, they always, I speak to all of them. They phone me all the time, advice, set up their PRS, video stuff and all that. All that stuff, I still do that.
I'm not going to lie though, I have to go back to this. Like, I find it amazing in a good way and in a crazy way how you're that confident to have lived in the same house that everybody knows you've lived in for over how long?
I've been in my flat from like 2002.
And everybody knows you lived there?
Yeah. So even the media. One time you hear this joke. I was in my bed by my head door. I got that, hello, who is it? It's like, news of the world. Like the man just came to my house.
Seriously?
The man just came to my house.
So how do you sleep at night? Not saying that you have any problems or anything, but just like everybody knowing where you live.
That's what it is, and it's been that for a long time. I think the level of respect I've always had is just, I'm not one of those guys, I'm not like an evil person, I'm saying to you, so I'm a strong believer in like calm and good energy. I'm a very spiritual person, so from you carry good energy with you, you're gonna be calm, and that's how I've always been. I have no evil intentions. I'm not like an evil dude. I'm saying, so I carry good energy with me. I'm saying to you, so like it's like my neighborhood. Like I chat to everyone near me. I got like my white neighbors, my Asian neighbors. Like it's all love in the community. I'm saying, and that's how it's always been. Like from when I was little. So
I do want you to move though.
No,
just because.
No, it's easier. Then the next when I move to the next house, it's gonna be like one of those like history in the making house is like, wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. So I'm like that. That's just how I am.
Yeah,
It's all good.
Listen, history in the making.
No,
now.
just
Get me?
because I just feel like you know,
That's what I'm saying.
you've done a lot, like for where you've come from and your community and all that. Do you know what I mean? And
But I could have done. I could. One time I phoned you. One time you didn't answer my fucking phone call.
when,
Like, how come I phoned you a couple occasions and you didn't answer my phone call? So
Really?
you're a
Do you know what,
cause
to
of
be
the
honest-
problem.
to be honest,
your cause of my problem though.
to be honest, I can promise you.
But your cause of my problem.
I
Go
can
like
promise. Do you know what? I can promise you that you called the other two, a few times. The other two,
No, bruv.
I ain't gonna say their
Yeah.
names. My other friends, you called them a few times, didn't get through, and you're putting that on me. I don't think you've ever called.
I called you.
I can guarantee.
No,
Listen, bro.
I called
Look,
you.
put the camera
You
on
aimed
my
my
face.
code.
Yeah.
You aimed my
Everybody knows that out of all the
You're lying.
platforms,
You're lying.
I am the
You're
easiest
lying.
one to
You're
get
lying.
through to.
You're lying. But I
pick
called
up
you
my
though.
phone
But
all
it
the
wasn't
time.
even. It was a call. I needed something. And I called you and you aired me.
Have I not been helpful most times?
No, you haven't.
Really?
Only around twice you've been helpful to me.
What, in your life?
My whole life.
Oh,
My whole life.
this is
Posty, don't lie.
disgusting.
You're a liar. He's a liar.
This is disgusting.
So, bruv,
I can't believe
Bruv,
this.
you violated me. I say it to
The
you.
whole
So
life?
if this was old school, you'd have got a Tim Westall treatment. If this was old school.
No
Let's
way.
say it.
No way.
This was old school.
No way.
That's what I'm saying. But you know
I've
what?
been-
You didn't answer my call, and I left. I sent you a message. You know, sometimes this is what I always do. You know, to people, I put them on the spot. So I phone them first, and then to make sure they definitely get it, I send a text, and you know, it says send, and then you can see that they got it. And you got it.
Nah,
so you
man.
fight. That's violation.
I think
But we're talking
I'm
another
making this
time.
up.
We're talking another
we'll
time.
talk about it.
All right, bro. Thanks for joining us.
This wants it over. He's like,
Yeah,
"Don't come back to me."
Not even.
Let's get rid of this guy. He's been twice his whole life.
So we've had Pilgrim Crew,
That's what I'm saying.
Pray Days Change, Poverty-Driven Children.
It's just PDC music label now.
What does PDC stand for today?
It stands for PDC music label. That's it. That's what I'm saying. And we've got some big things happening. So people look out for the new label stuff next year. Naja's got his new album coming out. We got working with another company down in Birmingham called Global. They're going to be doing big things with them as well. So yeah, we've got some good things happening from 2017. So you're going to see more stuff coming out. So yeah, it's all good.
Respect, bro. Keep up the good work. It's been a pleasure. Not for the radio. Make sure you hashtag. Make sure you subscribe. At us on Twitter and Instagram. What else we on?
Everything,
man.
Twitter, Instagram.
It's all not for the radio,
them
yeah?
thing
Check that.
there, you see it.